Bill O'Reilly is having difficulty also watching both the implosion of his own network, his partner in crime, and of course I say that metaphorically. I don't actually think that Bill O'Reilly and Roger Ailes simultaneously harassed the same people. I think it was happening probably in parallel. I'm not even sure that
That's my harem, Bill. Back off.
I mean, one has to wonder, did Bill O'Reilly come in and compare notes? Like, when I'm harassing my producers, what's the best way to do this? How can I be sure, let's say, for instance, I'm not recorded? There's not an audio recording of me.
Say, baby, put down that pipe and get my pipe up.
Now, but so Bill O'Reilly having a similar freak out as Sean Hannity, as there's a feeling probably over there that the walls are tumbling down. What is the last refuge for a scoundrel like Bill O'Reilly? Oh, I know. That is to compare everybody to David Duke. Here's Bill O'Reilly opening a show last night with a monologue comparing George Soros to David Duke.
Soros, everyone should be able to go wherever they want for any reason and stay there. Recently, hackers believed to be backed by Russia exposed more than 2,000 documents connected to Soros and his open society. The information very disturbing. Soros has given about $10 million to groups opposed to the policies of Israel. He has funded individuals accusing Israel of war crimes. He has given a variety of grants to people who literally hate the Jewish state of Israel. In addition, Soros has funded investigations of individuals here in the USA who are opposed to radical Islam.
Pause for a second. First off, I have no doubt that Soros's positions on Israel are shared by close to 70% of the Jews in this country. That may be a little bit low. B, the idea that this guy who has a foundation called Open Society would want some type of like world where societies are open is that really that shocking?
Well, his support of Islamic Jihad is surprising in that context.
Soros gave money to places like Think Progress, at the Center of American Progress, to basically report on the backgrounds of people like Pamela Geller and who's that other lunatic? Frank Gaffney.
Frank Gaffney, yep. And Spence, I think.
I mean, when you get all that stuff from Think Progress or from other websites, let's say like Pam Geller, she did this in that year, and Frank Gaffney accused Grover Norquist of being a secret Muslim Brotherhood plant, and Huma Abedin is meeting with the 9/11 terrorists in the basement in a parking lot somewhere. Well, someone's got to write that, and that person's going to be paid. But let's continue.
Pamela Geller, Frank Gaffney, Liz Cheney, and Cliff May. Mr. May will be here in just a few moments. Finally, George Soros has donated about $13 million to the Democrats this election cycle. That includes $7 million to a Hillary Clinton super PAC.
Pause it. Now, for years we have been told, and the right wing has been told, that George Soros funds everything, to the point where we've had callers call into this program legitimately believing that George Soros was personally keeping me from saying certain things. So the idea that George Soros has donated $13 million to the Democrats this election cycle, including $7 million to a Clinton super PAC, is that a surprise to anybody? My only shock is like, why is this guy being so stingy? The Koch brothers are still, had planned to dump in $1 billion. And that only got usurped by the fact they didn't want to pay for Donald Trump. God knows how much they're dumping into down ticket races. I hope that's going to be the next thing we hear from Bill O'Reilly. Like, can you believe this cheapskate? Good.
12 years ago, here's what Mrs. Clinton said about George Soros.
We have been given an extraordinary blessing. And at this moment in time, Our country needs us.
Now, to be fair, that soundbite is dated, but the Clinton campaign
I'm sorry.
is
Pause it. Wait a second.
I don't
Did you just
understand.
cut something out of that?
What just happened?
Yes. Hillary Clinton said, we've been given a blessing. She said, and now to be fair, she said that 12 years ago. All right, go ahead.
Money from Soros this year, as stated, and that may present a problem for the secretary. You may remember that Donald Trump got hammered by the media for not disavowing David Duke quickly enough. Duke, of course, a far-right hater. But now we have a far-left individual, Soros, bent on harming Israel, America's strongest ally in the Middle East. So how will the media cover that? Again, Soros, one of the biggest donors to the Democratic Party.
What? David Duke. So I guess the idea is he's going back. Who wrote that talking points memo? Because, you know, that thing was only, 2 minutes long, and it was completely incomprehensible. Maybe he should drop it down to like 15 seconds so that they can just get one point across. George Soros bad. Will media talk about that?
Also, like David Duke, so Trump not so bad.
Right.
See?
Hello, you. I'm Sam Seder. Looking for smart progressive talk that is occasionally amusing? Well, subscribe to our YouTube feed. Subscribe to our podcast. Like us on Facebook. And just generally enjoy us.